Okay, so my talk today is about the benefits and measures of creativity. Okay, so is creativity a cognitive or an affective process? Well, according to Hennessy, it's an affective process rather than a cognitive one. And this is because creativity is driven by intrinsic motivation, which Hennessy agreed with, as well as Amabile. So therefore, Eisen, Dorfman and Nowacki found that positive effect is highly correlated with two creativity measure tasks, in particular the Dunker's candle task and Mednick et al.'s remote associates task. So Tierney, Farmer and Graham found that actually intrinsic motivation and cognitive skills are linked together, suggesting that creativity might actually be a cognitive process. So they found that creativity had a positive impact for work performance. And then going back to Eisen et al.'s research, they actually found that the positive effect correlates with the creative measures, which actually measure cognition. So it suggested that both processes affecting creativity are cognitive and affective. So therefore, from this, Amabile et al. Found that the benefits of high creativity are leadership styles, collaborative learning, autonomy and communication. Therefore, creativity can be implemented into special education because it has a positive effect for social development. Clark and Summers found that through the use of creative movement, like dance, etc., people with learning difficulties had increased eye and physical contact, as well as a higher ability to know how to share. Okay, so how can we measure creativity then? One creative test is the Torrance creativity test, and this has a verbal element as well as a figural element. For the verbal element, there's a series of tests which are ask and guess questions, product improvement questions, unusual uses, and a just suppose subtest. Whereas for the figural series of tests, it's a picture construction, an incomplete figures, and a parallel lines test. Both of these tests test fluency, uniqueness, embellishment, problem solving, and flexibility. Another creativity test is the Wallach and Kogan creativity test, and this is based on the creativity definition by Mednick. Mednick suggested that creativity is the relationship between two common elements. So somebody who's got high creativity would be able to associate one thing with another thing. And this is therefore a measure for the creativity behaviour process. This measures uniqueness of answers and the number of responses in many environments. Okay, so Gallagher tested the Torrance creativity test, and they found that high verbal creativity was linked with high imaginational overexcitability, whereas high figural creativity was linked with high psychomotor overexcitability. So this therefore supports how broad creativity actually is. And McGray also tested a creativity test, but this time it was Gough's creative personality scale. They found that creativity correlated with openness to experience and divergent thinking, and this therefore supports the fact that students shouldn't be restricted, otherwise it hinders creativity. Okay, so thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions? Yes?
Hello. Can everyone be creative, or is there a certain limit to like who's creative and who's not, and just something you need to just, you know?
Well, as it was just shown, certain personality traits can correlate with creativity. So there is research to suggest that if you have these certain personality traits, then you're likely to be have higher creativity. But I personally think that creativity can be taught. Anybody has the ability to be creative as long as like it's implemented into education and they have like the opportunities there.